Our next storyteller, Rich Collins. Come on up.
So we bought our first Airstream on April 11th, 2002, brand spanking new, and to this day we still celebrate Streamiversary every April 11th, and it's an important part of us. But we've taken her, since buying it, the Luv Sub, which we've named it, to 43 states and 133,816.2 miles of towing, arriving here at York. So with that experience, people often come up to us and say, what has been the best camping experience you've had with your Airstream? And what they're really asking when they say that is, okay, what national park do you like the best, and how early do I have to book that national park? But our answer, whenever somebody asks that question, we look at them and say, our best camping experience was Iowa. And they look at us and say, Iowa, isn't that just corn? And we're like, yeah, maybe. You know, we had not intended, like many, to go to Iowa. I had wanted to be on the Mississippi River. I wanted to see the ships, and I wanted to be at a Corps of Engineers campground. And that took us to Clark's Ferry Corps of Engineers campground, where we started what we thought would just be a normal trip. We're on our way, getting ready for the morning, going to the Davenport Farmers Market, when somebody came up and said, where are you guys going? We're like, we're going to the farmers market. The guy's like, you got to see the kettle corn guy. We're like, okay, really? He's like, no, you've got to see the kettle corn guy. We're like, okay, we'll go see that. And we get in the car, off we go, and I'm like, I don't even know what, isn't that snack that's shaped like a kernel and it's hard and it's let's go to the farmer's market. So we go to the farmer's market and we meet this guy, the kettle corn guy. And we stand there and just all of a sudden we just stand back and look at this experience. This guy with his denim apron, his ancient wooden paddle as he's stirring the corn, the theatric clang as that big kettle gets dumped in from one kettle to the next for packaging, the smells of the oil and the popping of the corn. And we just sat there and watched this guy. We watched him as his ancient paddle broke that he'd been using for years. But we're like, well, we got to try this stuff. So we bought the bag of kettle corn, and we went off to the Mississippi River, and we sat there and we ate kettle corn for the first time, and it was absolutely delicious. So we get back in the truck and we're like, this has been a good day. We tried a new food, watched the kettle corn guy do his thing. This has been a really good day. So we're cooking dinner, just having fun, and there's an aluminum knock on your door. And you know what that means usually, right? Your awning is destroyed. And so I open the door, and there's this woman standing there with a big plate of steamed 12 ears of corn. And she comes up and says, we saw that you had a license plate from Vermont, and we did not want you to leave Iowa until you have had fresh-picked Iowa corn. And she handed me this plate. She even, and you can see it kind of sort of in the picture there, gave us a stick of butter with it from the local creamery. And so we had some of the most delicious corn we could ever think of that evening, and it was just wonderful. And we thought, this has really been a good day. I mean, we're having a great time here. So the next morning, it's time to go, and I'm hitching up. And a woman comes on over. You know, you only get into discussions, right, when you're either hitching, unhitching, or you're at the dump station, right? That's when the conversations happen. So this was years and years ago, and I don't remember her name, but I remember she was a single female van lifer. And she comes up to me and says, hey, you know, I saw your sticker on the back of your truck that says Luv Subbin, and I kind of went in and watched some of your videos, and I looked at them, and I made this for you, and I want to give you this. And I'm like, I didn't even know what to say. And she said, and I even put a dot where Clark's Ferry, a Corps of Engineers campground is, so that you can remember the time you spent here in Iowa. And I'm like, I mean, what do you say? I mean, I was so touched that she had made this for me. But I did say this. I said, I will take this piece of wood with me whenever I'm taking my Airstream out. I will have this with me. And I'm here to say I am good to my word. There's my wood. And it has traveled, and it will travel with us as long as we own the Luv Sub. So how does this bring us back to what I talked about, like Iowa? Well, the other thing we always tell people when they come up and ask about our travel experiences is that no matter where you go in this country, whether it's the glorious Grand Tetons or Moab or whatever, or the not so glorious Muscatine, Iowa, you are going to meet the greatest experiences, meet the greatest people, and the thing that binds us together with all of us here is our Airstream. Thank you very much for listening to my story.